3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody! Hey, let me tell you something. This is channel 100. Oh yeah. Today, in more news, America has made history. Yes. As we elected our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. As in other news, Jefferson Davis has also been elected as the South of the Confederate new president. Yes, he has. Hey, let me tell you something. I bet he's happy. For all y'all out there. This is a happy man. Anybody would kill to be in the position. Anyway, like I was saying, South Carolina, as long with since other states secede from the Union or the United States, we have recently been reported that the Confederate or the South bombarded found Sumter after they asked their Union to leave their property. The Yankees in the North have said the South has started a war, and they're calling it a Civil War. I'm out.
At 4:30 a.m. on April 12, 1861, Confederate artillery in Charleston, South Carolina, opened fire on Fort Sumter, which was held by the United States Army.
Ow! Come here, hello. Ow! 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 As you can see the slave was ow! Give it! Ow! Ow! For only $1 a day, you can save his life. Ow! Call 1-800-FREE-THAT-SLAVE. Or you can go to the website, freethatslave.org.
Welcome to the Clay Show, starring Clay.
On this episode of Clay, we'll have a cotton picking contest where the ball cotton keeps singing, swing sideways, sour rocking chair, and mirror brick and chestnut with a sneak peek of the color black. Trust me, you don't want to miss it, and everyone in the audience wins a free copy of award-winning seller Uncle Jim Chef. Okay, so let's warmly welcome Miss Chestnut to the stage.
How y'all doing?
Well, thanks for joining us today.
Well, it's definitely my pleasure. You had such a great show on the stage.
Thanks, I try my hardest.
I can't tell.
Well, all I know is that I love it. So let's jump right in. So besides being the wife of Confederate States Army General, what do you do on your downtime?
Well, I'm an award-winning author and part of the upper-class Southern Plantationer Society.
So your diary is providing an in-depth view of the attitudes and experiences of Southerners between each side during the Civil War. But do they also tell yours?
Yes, very much. I do include my feelings and thoughts of what I saw and heard.
So you come from a very high and political family, with your father being a prominent politician and your mother being the daughter of wealthy plantation owners. How did and do you feel about these advantages in such harsh times?
Well, I kind of feel blessed but cursed because, see, my mama came from plantation owners and my daddy was a politician. So I was always taught this is what you should be and this is who you are. So, you know, being an author, you don't really see female authors around this time. So I feel that I'm a role model for those young girls, if you know what I mean. And, you know, just, you know, writing on my downtime, since my husband is away and all, and just feel lonely at home.
Okay, so we know that 1836 was a very special year. For you, with the marriage of you and Mr. James Chestnut Jr., we know that your parents first opposed. Would you have done the same?
Really? I don't know, because you see, I just love him and everything about him. I just love rolling over at my bed in the morning, just seeing his face, but he not there anymore, so
And I'm very sad for you not having any children. Do or did you want any?
I don't know. Social services came and took my kids. I don't want them there. Next time. And then I think he got some more kids, cause you know, and stuff like that. So I don't know. You know, it's what it is.
How did you feel about the move to Mississippi?
Well, it's highly humid and like mosquitoes. They just tear my skin up. You know what I'm saying? So I just learned to keep myself in the house and have Rebecca bring some lemonade, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, my Lord, finna take my wig off. Oh, yes. But yeah, you know, Mississippi is pretty and all, and I like the way the people talk and everything.
So you never lost your distaste for slavery. Can you give us some in-depth opinions?
Well, now that I think about it, you know, ain't nothing wrong with a little fly in your milk, if you feel what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, well, it's, you know, women, they can't say how they feel. But like my husband, he's like, you know, they should be slaves and all this other stuff. Well, yeah, but like sometimes I like to give myself a bath and dress myself in the morning, you know, instead of have somebody else doing it. But, you know, I'm just kind of iffy about it. But I don't know, you know. Maybe it could all work out in the end.
You have some very supportive fans. Here's a comment from one of the viewers. Mary became a lady of society, hostess, and distinguished First Lady in Washington, and she carried out her role of senatorial wife extraordinarily well. What do you have to say to that?
I want to say congratulations because, honey, you was doing the darn thing. Just do it, girl. And, like, you know, I give kudos to her because, like, she doing the thing right there. I like her. I'm going to meet her one day, though, because we can talk.
Well, thanks for joining us, Mary.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Call me.
Diarist Mary Boykin Chestnut, living from 1823 to 1886, captured an intimate view of the political and personal struggles of the Confederate South during the Civil War. Her Journal of the War Years describes not only the difficulties of war, but also reveals her personal views on the similarities between the system of slavery and the position of women in the South.
We're going to talk about the role of women, blacks, and children. Most of the women are having to tend to the farms and run the plantations. Most of women were the nurses during the Civil War and were tending to the needs of wounded soldiers. Most of the slaves remained on the plantation during the war. The children helped around the farms with their mother. Some young boys at the age of 10 were enlisted in the war. Now, here's Jose with advantages, disadvantages, and both sides. God bless you.
Hi, I'm Tiandra here with my co-host DeAndre.
And this is Cooking with the Soldiers. Today we will be cooking gumbo. First you gotta put in a little chicken broth. Then you put in some mushrooms. How that smell, Tiandra?
Smells nasty.
It smells nasty. Okay, we're gonna put in some mushrooms. How the shrooms smell?
Smell like butt.
Stir it up a little bit. Just stir it. And then you gotta put in some pepper. Hey, splash, girl. Come on now. You gotta put in some peppers. Stir it. It starts to smell a little bit better. Was that a ball? Anyways, so now we gotta put in a little bit of water. And then you gotta put in a little bit of chicken, beef, and pig. Stir it up.
My favorite part is the pig feet.
Yep. And now we're gonna go put it in the oven.
While he's doing that, I want to clean up a little bit.
Okay. Let's put our spoon up.
Next,
And now we have to wait for 30 minutes. Now we just don't do
So U.S. House of Representatives from South Carolina 7th District. I'm here to tell you about how I escaped slavery with my baby. It was May 13th, 1862. I was commanding a Confederate transport ship in the Charleston Harbor. I got free by sailing beyond the federal blockade. I freed myself, my crew, and their families. It wasn't easy to do, but with goodwill and determination, I overcame my hardship.
Like Robert Smalls, you can help the North too. Remember, only you can help the Union.
The musket. The musketeer is a long gun and it is armed by ornaments. It is heavy, large, and furred to soldiers introduced in the 16th century. It was designed by infantry. It sometimes shoots at a knife when the musket was 75 cents and now it costs $29.99. And the free pouch to carry with it is a nice separate. And it also will be free shipping, so get your musket now.
As reported, the Model 1861 Springfield rifle musket was the principal weapon of the Civil War. In this photo, an unidentified young soldier is in a Union uniform with bayoneted musket, knife, and revolver.
We're here with Gerald T. Sherman. Hello, Mr. Sherman.
Hello, ma'am. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very wonderful. But I would like to ask you a few things. How do you feel about the march that you conducted on November 15th through December 21st? Can you please explain what you guys did?
Well, ma'am, I feel very proud about this march. I marched my troops through Georgia. We captured the port in Savannah.
What type of things did you see the day after November 15th when the march happened?
We were leaving Atlanta. We went to the top of the hill and we looked back on what we did. We had seen was Atlanta smoldering in its ruins, the black smoke rising in the air.
Wow. Well, good luck with all of that. Well, that's all the time we have here. Thanks for coming, Mr. Sherman.
Thank you. I'm glad I came here too.
We appreciate your time joining us.
General Sherman led an army of 60,000 soldiers on a 285-mile march from Atlanta to Savannah, Georgia. The Union Army marched through South Carolina, destroying everything in their path. Now, tune in later on for more important information. I'm out.
The war ended on April 9, 1865, at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia, where Lee and Grant met. They shook hands and talked as old friends. Then Lee agreed to Grant's terms of surrender. When Union soldiers fired cannons to celebrate the surrender, Grant stopped them and told them, "The war is over. The rebels are our countrymen again." After 4 years of fighting, from 1861 to 1865, the Union was restored.
That's it for this segment of the Civil War Wildcat Channel. Good night and peace out.